Hi. So it's Father's Day, and I don't really have the energy to go through and make all of my videos uncommentable and stuff. And so, you know what, trolls? You win. You got the last word. Ya took away a disabled person's joy. Your mothers must be so proud. Well fucking done. Because I'm not going to do this for me anymore, and I don't. Yeah, at first it was funny pissing you guys off, and you guys were amused pissing me off, and then you guys won because it wasn't fun for me anymore. But now I'm not doing it for you to get a reaction out of you, and I'm not even doing this for me anymore. So I met this guy here yesterday, and he was kind of on the younger side, and we're waiting in the elevator lobby, and he's holding some laundry, and I'm like, oh hey, so you're doing your dad's laundry? Because, you know, it's Father's Day weekend, and he's on the younger side. And he says no. I'm like, oh, okay, you doing your own? And he says yes. I'm like, okay, well, hey, I'm Celeste, good to meet you, what's your name? And then he points to his throat, and I'm like, oh, you can't talk? And he's like, no. I'm like, just yes and no? Yes. Okay, well, good to meet you, I guess. And then the elevator comes and we get on. And I push my floor, which is 4. And then I'm like, where are you? 2? And he says yes. And maybe I was just stereotyping because there's another dude who lives here who can't talk, and he's on 2. I don't know. I probably was just stereotyping. And I should stop talking with my hands because my wrist is still sprained and it hurts like a bitch. So anyway. So the next day, today, I'm like, wow, that really has to suck. Like, I'm gonna try to, like, the other guy, he's made friends with everybody here. He's gotten used to it. This new guy, I'm like, I don't think he's got any friends, and normally I do, like, take one for the team, and that's how I meet people who don't have friends, because there's a reason they don't. But him, like, he actually seems like a cool dude who we would have been friends in a normal life. So I asked the front desk his name, and then, or I asked it last night, actually. Then today, I asked the front desk, the lady at the front desk, what room he's in, and she's like, I can't tell you. I'll have to ask his permission. So I'm like, that's cool. And I'm like, so I give her my business card from, back when I used to work and have them. And, oh, fuck, that hurts my wrist. Everything hurts. So a bit later, knock on my door. Lady at the desk and him. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, come on in. So she goes back to work, and he and I kind of start chatting. And to be honest, I actually had a better conversation with him, even though we couldn't talk, than with a friend of mine I've had for years, who is autistic, and it's really hard for him to talk. I mean, but he physically can. I just, like, had a freaking monologue every time he visited me. Anyway, so I'm talking to this dude. I know his name now, and I'm like, so thanks for coming down. That's got to be really frustrating. Yes, he says. And so I'm like, what, was it a stroke? Yes. And then he does, like, some car thing, and then today I'm like, well, maybe after he left, I realized maybe he had a stroke while driving. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask. And I'm like, hang on. I get up and I go get a notepad and a pen. And he just shakes his head, and I'm like, what? And he scribbles a little bit and gives it back to me, and I'm like, oh, you can't write anymore? No. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Okay, well, I don't know exactly where you're coming from, but I do understand the feeling of your life being totally turned upside down, and through no fault of your own, through nothing, you couldn't prepare for it. Like, there's no cause, no cure. It just, through nobody else's fault, just a medical thing. Shit just happens. Do you want to borrow some of my poetry books? And I give him some of the books I published. And he's looking through it and kind of pointing at it, and I think he's saying that like there's a lot of poems. And then I'm like, do you think you could bring it back tomorrow? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, you can't read either, can you? No. And I'm like, ouch. Wow. You've been completely stripped of communication, and people probably talk to you like you're deaf. Yes. But you hear and understand just fine. Yes. You just can't communicate. And it's not like you ever had a reason to learn sign language. No. Well, it's Father's Day. Are you married? Actually, I didn't mean to, but I said, were you married? Yes. Any kids? Okay, did they visit? Hard. Too hard for them. Yes. Get your shit together. Come visit your father. It's a million times harder for him. So I'm going to start making videos again, but it's going to be for him. So I'm going to find out what he wants to hear, what he wants to talk about. I'm not really sure how, but I'm going to find out, and I'm going to start making videos for him. So, all you trolls can fuck off. This is for an audience of one now.